Good morning, welcome. This is Mount Vernon Matters. You are speaking with Jamie Pessin, and what we're going to do today, one of our special interviews with a city council candidate. Today I actually have Damon Jones. Sir, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, bro?
Good morning. And you know, it's very important that we talk to you to find out what your views are, but even more important, I'm over here trying to tell people that they need to go out their house again for the school budget revote. It's today, June 18th, at your local voting booth. You have from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. Just so you know what happened last time. We voted on some people to get elected, and we know what happened. But there was also a school budget vote, and it was voted down. I think it was voted down 2-1. Things have been changed, and the school board is pleading for people to vote yes so that they can raise it, I believe, 0.75%. If you have a question, a comment, call in 914-636-0110. But whatever you do, go out and vote today. You have any comments on that?
Well, I think I personally, my feelings was that the last budget should have passed. We were one of the few school districts within Westchester County, and I wrote an article in last week's Guardian in an op-ed about the educational system and about why Mount Vernon should have passed that budget. Mount Vernon is 90% African American. It has 28% of all social service families that live in Mount Vernon out of Westchester County. And it's not a handout, it's trying to give assistance. See, my problem was, and I went to the school board meeting on the next budget, was we complain about our taxes going up for educating children, but we don't complain about the money that we pay for housing inmates. So either you're going to pay in the front end or you're going to pay in the back end. And I think the people of Mount Vernon should say, let's educate our children so they could go on to college and they could come back and be stakeholders in the upgrowth in the community of Mount Vernon and they'll be able to open up businesses, hire more people in Mount Vernon. The key thing about having new families and families that are middle class come to your city is your educational system. When you buy a house and you have children, that's one of the first things you look at. Where is the educational system? Where is it ranked in New York State? And Mount Vernon is not ranked at all.
So I have a question that
yes, sir.
I do need to ask.
Yes, sir.
As a city council candidate,
yes, sir.
How are you going to work with the school so that the school can do what they need to do for our children? That's a big chunk of our budget.
Right, it is. I will work with the school system. I would bring innovative ideas that will back by City Hall.
Right.
You know, one thing I said that BMW is giving out free classes to be BMW mechanics. Why can't the city, the school system, partner with BMW? And they had an auto mechanic shop, I was told, at the high school.
Right.
Why can't we open that back up with the assistance of BMW?
You know, I think I actually heard you say that at that meeting, which, by the way, everybody, they're starting to put those meetings on demand on your cable. It's very important you listen to them. But here's the question I had when I heard you say that last time. Who, and we all know the answer is everybody. That's the answer. But whose responsibility is to make that first connection? Is it BMW? Is it the city council? Is it the school board? Is it the parents? Who's going to make that connection between private businesses and the school so that our children can get something in the future?
Either the school board or the city council or city hall.
Okay.
Somebody needs to make that the connection and need to reach out. You know, as the New York representative of Blacks in Law Enforcement of America, I've been blessed to travel the world and deal with different city governments and see how they address crime and violence. And part of it is raising your educational system, getting kids into college, getting them educated. That's part of public safety. We don't look at it that way, but your educational system is part of your public safety, because if you could raise the level of your educational system, keep kids off the street and keep them in school and keep them going to higher education, you lower crime and violence, because then they don't need to go out and join criminal gangs to get ahead or to pay their bills. Or if they hardly read, they can't get a job. So then they end up doing criminal activity.
Right.
So education is key, and the city hall and the Board of Ed should work together. Judith Johnson had laid out a great plan, laid out a wonderful plan. And we should support that plan and move forward so we can have a better Mount Vernon.
By the way, I'm just going to say my take on that. I think that what brings more people to the table for getting involved is understanding what's going on.
Yes.
I don't see anybody out there that does not understand Chinese, watching Chinese sitcoms and Chinese movies and,
That's right.
Going on the internet and typing in Chinese. If what we hear from the school board to us is in Chinese, how are we going to get involved? And I do believe they've made efforts to get people involved that aren't informed. But I'm going to hold that conversation for another time because there's some things about you that we would love to know.
Okay.
And I'm going to get right in it because we have limited time. How long have you been involved in the Mount Vernon community?
I've been involved in the Mount Vernon community since since the early 90s, since the Million Man March. I've been a member of UGMA, the Million Man March Coalition. I also was past president of the Universal Community Development Corporation here in Mount Vernon. And I've always, so even when I wasn't living in Mount Vernon, I was involved in those community organizations. So I've always seen Mount Vernon as a shining star. Mount Vernon was on the map. It was called money earning, and people played a part of it. And even over the years, I've had scholarship programs. Our organization was responsible for bringing Captain Dennis to Mount Vernon, to develop the peacekeepers, so the men in Mount Vernon can come out in the street and protect the elderly and the children. So my work in Mount Vernon, even though it's not publicized, I've been involved in a lot of community organizations and community efforts in Mount Vernon.
Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about that. By day, it's money earning. By night, some people want to call it Murderville.
Right.
What stances are you prepared to take that's going to decrease crime?
Well, first, like I said before, if we want to look into it, Mount Vernon does not have a crime problem. It has a social problem. When you have children that are graduating that can't read their grade level, when you have only 10% that do graduate are college ready.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
We will be right back. This is Mount Vernon Matters. Jamie Pessin. We're talking to City Council candidate Damon Jones. Be right back. Welcome back. This is Mount Vernon Matters. I'm Jamie Pessin. Who are we talking to today? We're talking to Damon Jones. And Damon, once again, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We'll get right into these questions. So what's the most important issue facing the city in the next 2 years?
The most important issue, there's a few of them. The first one, of course, everybody says is crime. But you have to reduce crime, you need a city that's going to have economic development. You need a city that's going to have job creation. And that's how you reduce crime. Plus, making sure that your educational system is teaching the children that they're graduating able to read, write, and do math and do the basic skills. So those are the main important pieces to move a city forward. The second thing is that we have to focus on our infrastructure. You have to beautify the city. We have to invest back into the city. Point example, Memorial Field. Why should Memorial Field look this way in almost a decade?
So let me ask you a question about that, because Memorial Field, that's a very small part of Mount Vernon, and it's a part that pulls our emotional strings because of all our memories of Memorial Field.
That's right.
Is Memorial Field a priority at this time?
Memorial Field should be a priority at this time. It should be a priority of the city government that's there. I do not believe that they should have stopped construction. The construction was ongoing. They say they stopped the construction to redo the architectural framework of Memorial Field. They claim that it was wrong. Well,
so I mean, I understand that they're all bickering about how it should ultimately look, but let's say the people get what they want. Let's not say what it is, but let's say the people get what they want and Memorial Field project goes through, Memorial Field is fixed. What will that do for Mount Vernon?
Well, the thing is, it has to be done right. If it's done right, it could bring jobs to Mount Vernon. It could bring revenue to Mount Vernon if it's built correctly. If it's built correctly. And that's the thing. It has to. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Because
right.
you want to build something that's in the city that's going to create revenue. See, the problem when people's taxes are high is because they have nothing in the city that's creating revenue.
Right.
Business taxes, business revenue, and the city gaining the taxes from that revenue is even more than you owning a home and paying the taxes. So when you look around the cities in Westchester County, why every other city is growing? Why every other city is moving forward? Yonkers, New Rochelle, Greenburgh, White Plains has become a little Manhattan. But Mount Vernon, and Mount Vernon is right next to the Bronx. It's surrounded by Metro North trains. And you telling me we can't build them all? Something's wrong in City Hall then. Something's wrong with the framework and the direction that the city has been taking for the last 4 years.
So as a city council member, if elected, and there are plans, well, first off, who would present those plans, the mayor or a city council member? And how would you support the plan so that the people get what they want, which is revenue coming to the city?
Well, I think first thing we need to hear from the people.
Right.
That's number one.
Hold on, because I have this question for you. It's really related to that. Often a complaint I have heard is I have no idea what is going on at City Hall, what will increase city government transparency, and what will you do to help all Mount Vernon citizens understand what is going on at City Hall?
The first thing I will do is I have put up on the website, which, I all other cities do it, is put up a video of the city council meetings for people that can't make the meetings. But also, I will employ the people, the public, come to your city council meetings. Make your opinions heard. I have a coworker that works with me. He lives in Mount Vernon. He always complaining. I said, well, bro, I never see you at the city council meetings, man.
Right.
Come to the city council meetings. Don't sit here and complain with me. Come to the city council meetings, put your complaint on record, and then you can hold them accountable. That's what I'm telling the people of Mount Vernon. If I'm your city council, or when I'm elected to be your city council person, I want you to come to the meetings. I want to hear your voice, because I can only put the city in direction when I hear from the people. But a lot of times you have some elected officials that like it that way, that the people don't come out, because then they're able to do what they want to do. And by the time you find out, it's already done. Case in point, the firing of Commissioner Bell.
Okay.
Everybody knew in City Hall, the mayor knew when he was on the elected campaign, that people loved Bell, and people endorsed the mayor because of the fact that they felt the commissioner was doing a great job. The people felt that the commissioner was doing a great job. We do not know what happened behind closed doors.
And I don't think we ever will, right? Because of confidentiality reasons.
Well,
right?
Confidentiality and the reason the city hall won't say why.
Damon, I'll have you hold that thought. We actually have a call. Good morning. This is Mount Vernon Matters.
Good morning, Jamie. This is Anthony James, City of Mount Vernon. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
All right, how y'all doing? I'm coming on the back end of this. So you mentioned when you guys were discussing on the commissioner, man, I asked what commissioner was y'all discussing? What was it based on?
We was discussing the firing of Commissioner Bell. And
All right. So let me just give you what's my opinion on the situation. In any city, any state, any town, country, etc. Now, if a commissioner of any department won't say neglected, but if he or she is not performing up to the capabilities of being a commissioner, what other hand is the mayor supposed to play? You continue to stay with that commissioner, or do you put your job on the line?
All right.
Can
I answer that question?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I've been in law enforcement for 23 years. Mm-hmm. I've traveled the world discussing law enforcement issues, and I'm not getting into the conversation that I had with the mayor, and that the organization had with the mayor, because that's not nothing to be discussed over the radio. Mm-hmm. But as far as law enforcement, Commissioner Bell, in law enforcement opinion, Commissioner Bell was doing a hell of a job when he came into a broken system. The police department system is broken. Now, like I said, I have nothing against our new commissioner, and I wish him the luck. I wish him the luck. But we cannot continue to recycle people with recycled ideas. When you have a fresh mind and fresh ideas that has connection to the federal level to bring in resources. See, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about, well, he wasn't doing the job. But there were other police officers that not doing their job, and they're still working, that cost the city millions of dollars. See, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. And when you have a commissioner that was trying to bring discipline, that was trying to put policies in place, it doesn't happen overnight.
Okay, but my question is now, do you focus on one certain part, and that's the corruption in the police department? Now, that's great for a commissioner to do. But do you forget about the needs of the people and putting all your right officers in the right place? Lose your focus.
Obviously, you wasn't talking to the people.
Well, hold on one second,
wait. Hold on, brother. You wasn't talking to the...
Let me finish. If you lose your focus on what's going on in these streets and getting out there and see what the people want is, that's a problem. That's any commissioner. I don't care who's flying who.
But brother
Damon, brother James, hold on. Let me reel this back in for a moment, because we know that you both have opposite points of view. Damon supports the commissioner, and James supports a radical change so that Mount Vernon streets can be safer. Now, hold on. We will talk about this next week when we have an open show. And I want to thank everybody for bringing it up. We'll get back into that next week, and you could actually call us in about that if you'd like.
I'll definitely call in, but I just want to leave with that. When we talk about crime and violence, you cannot arrest your way out of this problem in Mount Vernon. This problem has been created by the lack of elected officials really addressing the issues in Mount Vernon. Really addressing the issues. You have 28% of all the families in that receive. Listen, brother. Listen. Let me talk. Let me talk. Because either you called on the show to discuss an issue. We're going to discuss the issue because it's bigger than Bell. See, when you have people that come out, let me explain. When something with the problem is when people when they say, well, you're not from Mount Vernon. I've heard it too. See, you got a problem with people that are not from Mount Vernon that come in the city and see the problems that's going on with the city and try to address it. That's the same issue that the city has with
Damon,
Judith Johnson.
We're almost out of time, and we'll talk to you another time because you're more than half an hour. I believe you. But thank you for coming today. And we're going to actually give Damon some more time at another time, and also the other candidates. Mount Vernon Matters, Jamie Pessin, thank you for tuning in, and we'll wrap it up a little bit next week, okay?